What's going on, everybody? I got Nolan Benson here, your GGP Chicago 2024 grand winner. You won our PS5 tournament and an invite to GOAT Worlds. Congratulations, Nolan. Really proud of you. What deck were you playing?
I was playing Reasoning Gate.
Awesome. How did that work out for the event?
It worked out pretty well, I would say. I got bubbled in the top cut at 4-2. Tiebreakers were 6-0 and 5-1, so I got 8th. And then we got in the top cut. That's all you got to do.
All you got to do. All right. Well, congrats, man. We're going to run through the deck profile, and then we'll get into everything else.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we'll start with the Broken Chaos Monsters. Of course, Main Man, BLS.
Can you turn around?
Oh, yeah. BLS, and then Triple Sword.
Sure.
We got 2 Sacred Crane, the Toon Cannon, the Air Knight. So these are my lights. Air Knight over 3rd Crane, just a choice I made. I like Air Knight as a card.
Did you predict a lot of control, or?
No. He's my favorite card.
Okay, that's fine. That's even better.
But I wanted a 3rd light, and I wanted a level difference. 3rd Crane is like standard typically. If you're going to do the Triple Sork, you should have the same amount of lights as Sorks. But I didn't want to bog down with 4 level 4s for my reasonings, and nobody ever called 5, so anytime I hit Air Knight, it was just a free summon, and sometimes you get a free draw if they have something in attack mode, even if you're not playing a match where it matters, and then you can side it out if you're playing against like Warriors where it's not as good.
Awesome.
Yeah. The one Jinzo, one of the MVPs of the deck. This card's super broken in GOAT.
Hell yeah.
And then the one D-Mock, the MVP must-have guy that loops everything for you. So he gets the deck started. And that would be it for my monsters.
Awesome. Solid monster count.
Then we've got Triple Reasoning, of course. Triple Monster Gate, pretty standard, you have to. We got Broken Cards, Pot of Greed, Great for Charity, Snatch Steal. Triple True Nade's important. Move these off. This card's really broken to combo with Snatch Steals, Prematures, whatever. And one time I did call the Hunter Jinzo and True Nade to call back, and Jinzo sticks on the board.
Big brain.
Pretty strong. And then Premat with True Nade is
Broken.
pretty dang broken, I would say, yeah. So this combo was nuts. This obviously just helps you clear back row for big pushes or making sure your plays go through, and sometimes OTKs. That was on the side. That's my bad. It was an upstart.
The one upstart.
Most games I did side. I took game 2. I took this out for Lightning Vortex, which might be a change I make in the future. This card is really strong. Helps you put D-Mock in the grave if it's stuck in your hand, or helps you get Chaos.
True, it unbricks your hand, yeah.
Yeah, but this was really strong too.
Why the one upstart, not 2?
I took one out for there was the standard list that won the Germany GGP, and it had Reckless and 2 upstarts. I took out a Reckless and an upstart for Air Knight and 3rd Sword.
Okay, makes sense.
And then we have more spells. 1 heavy, 1 reincarnate, which is one mandatory card. If you mill your BLS, you have no way to recur it. You mill Sorks that you can't banish and then bring back off Dimension Fusion. This card lets you get that back, and then your Chaos Monsters are alive, you can Dimension Fusion. When I did see this card, I usually could use it to create a good line to push for a lot of damage. And then, obviously, whole region play the deck. This card's absolutely nutty. Should not be legal, but it is. So at 3, you run those. Card Destruction. If you really have a bad hand, or you know you're at the end of the game and you know what's in your deck, you can Card Destruction, know exactly what you're going to get, and then finish off the game from there. And then the Triple Tune tables for deck thinning. Triple Goats. A lot of time your turn 1 play, if you open a Scapegoat, it's just set Scapegoat. You don't want to blow your hand right away, so you just kind of chill, let your opponent commit, and then once they commit, you can start pushing some plays for yourself. And then the trap is just 1 call and triple guard.
So the call, I haven't seen a whole lot in reasoning lists. How was the call for you this time?
Call was it was pretty decent, I would say. Like the one time, it was really good for getting Jinzo's back. You know, they think they out the Jinzo and you don't have a Chaos Monster in hand, and then Call. You know, as a one-of, you don't see it all the time throughout the game. It's a good situational card. You can side it out if you're, you know, it's one of the cards that's cuttable for more high value cards. So I liked it overall. But
How many cards in the main?
40.
40?
I had the jars are great. I love the jars.
So with jars and upside, it's a 36 card deck. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then just for the side, the card I sided the most was Lightning Vortex. Double Saku for Warriors, Torrential for Warriors, Mirror Force for Warriors, Double Brain Control for Warriors.
Were you scared of a Warrior matchup?
You just don't need to side against most other matchups.
Yeah. It has a really good. It has a good turbo matchup.
Yeah, it's got a good turbo against control. Like LV's really good. Maybe against like Go Control, you can side the TT. It's not bad. And then I have the swords for Warrior or the mirror. It's good in the mirror. These are strictly for the mirror, which won me. My round one opponent was actually a Reason to Gate mirror, but he was playing the Stein version, and I won game 1, and then game 2, he Spell Canceller decreed me, which decree doesn't really matter, but Spell Canceller just shut me out of the game. In the game 3, I summoned Spell Canceller really early by like summoning a sword, banishing one of their monsters, and then tributing for Spell Canceller, and he was locked out of the game.
Yeah, the mirror is who sees Spell Cancel first.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty stupid, but I only saw one mirror match today, so it's fine.
Right.
Triple Decree for Trap Heavy, one Blowback, and then one Tyrant Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the Tyrant Dragon in the German list. How was it for you?
I never sided it.
Nice.
But it can switch up your levels, and it is good. I didn't play a ton of like straight up Ghost Control. It's kind of pretty good in that. It's good against decks that have flip summons, but I thought I'd throw it in and see if I was feeling like siding it, and I didn't feel like siding it ever. So
it's pretty nice. So with the whole tournament experience, any notable rounds that you played, or any notable plays that you thought were really interesting that this deck could do? Like any OTKs you accomplished?
Do a lot. Like, I mean, your most common thing is like if you hit DMOC on the board, this is the priority. You need to get that on the board. If you get that on the board and you have a Dim Fizz and a Monster Gate, like you're just cooking with gas, because anything you hit off Monster Gate like doesn't really matter. I mean, it's great if you hit like Jinzo or even Air Knight, and a lot of time you have a Chaos Monster in your hand, so you like Monster Gate. And then you just want to set your grave up as best as possible, like getting high impact cards into your discard pile, and then banishing those high impact cards for your Chaos Monsters. So anytime I saw Graceful Charity was broken, there's one game I opened my DMOC and my Air Knight, but I had card destruction, and I had this in hand, and I had like pre-mat Dim Fizz, pre-mat Trunade. So I set those, and then I card destruction these away, and then I banished summon BLS, Trunade first, banish, summon BLS, and then you just Dim Fizz.
You were just in there.
Yeah, and then it was just an OTK line. You get back whatever spells you need and just close the game from there. So this deck is just very, very explosive. You can set up boards that are very difficult for your opponent to break really early on in the game. Early Jinzo is just like solos a lot of early games. If you hit this, they don't call 6, because a lot of times they'll call 8 on a freezing, and you'll hit the Jinzo. You just chill behind Jinzo for as long as you can. When Jinzo goes to graveyard, summon a sword, then fizz it back. GG's.
Was this your first GGP?
It was. Okay. I've been playing a lot of Edison format.
Okay.
And my brother's really into GOAT, so he invited me over here. Yeah, it's my brother. He's my GOAT testing buddy. He helps me out a lot with GOAT.
I told him to put in my third sword.
Yeah, we were testing last night, and I didn't like the German list as much because I was finding I wasn't hitting my chaos monsters, and then all of this is dead. Like if you don't hit a chaos monster, you just lose the game. Unless you open absolutely broken with like graceful charity, pre-mat, and DMOC in hand. Like then maybe you can get away with it, but like you need to see this. So if anybody out there is trying to play this deck, you need to get a chaos monster off at some point in the game, and then you need to get the high value mats. Even Sacred Crane is really good because it just draws you a card.
So of the reasoning variants that's been popping around, this has been the Chaos variant. The Machine variant's been doing pretty well, and people are playing that one. And then the Stein variant too. Which one is your favorite, or do you think?
This one is super consistent, and what I find with other versions of the deck is they're not as consistent. They certainly have crazy OTK lines like limiter removals and Cyber Science is a really strong card, but this deck can play a lot of different ways. It's very flexible. I just thought this was crazy. Toon Cannon is also, if you don't,
That card's crazy.
this card's nuts. People don't understand how good this card is. Like, you use it to, it's a dark, first of all, so a lot of time I'm missing a dark and gray, so I just straight normal summon Toon Cannon and tribute it for 500 damage.
That was the play you did do in the finals.
Yeah.
Really good.
The other thing you do with it, if you don't quite have an OTK line, but you dim fizz like, 3 monsters back, and you do, if I hit all direct with this, this is 63. I tribute off my whole board, and that's 83. That's game. So if I true nated that turn, it's just, and you have clear shot, they're just dead.
That card's crazy.
So this card is a big reason why I like this version of the list, because it makes your OTK requirements less, and the tune tables are really strong for deck thinning.
Yeah.
So
Adds the consistency. That's awesome.
yeah,
Any final shout outs you want to give?
big shout out to my homies. Jimmy's over there. He drove. I'm from Milwaukee, so not
Milwaukee,
too far of a
okay.
drive, but
That's awesome. You guys came down here?
yeah, we came down here, and then my brother, I mentioned him earlier, he's a big, helps me out with Go, but these two play a lot of Edison with me and trying to get me into 2011. So
Tango?
yeah, Tango Pro. Yeah, I might put together a Karakuri deck for that because I used to play Gears Karakuri, but I don't have the Gears Yas in 2011 format. But yeah, so I had a really good time here. The shop's amazing, so a huge shout out to the store owners for hosting, and I met a lot of really cool people, and that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about. That's why we play these events. We want to hang out with cool people who enjoy a hobby that we also enjoy and play some cards.
Well said, man. Thanks so much. Congratulations again, Nolan.
Thank you.